Nice, and they've got the mics up nice and tall. I know. Oh, that's cheeky.
That's all right.
Bit of piggybacking.
When I was back in school, I actually live before we
All right. Come and join behind me if you like. Yeah, just sort of. I look less lonely then. So.
Oh, friends.
All right. Around. You want a bit of sound there? Mark Bailey, Minister for Transport, Main Roads, here at Rowena Road, Salisbury. Hang on. No, you're good, mate. Terrific. Good. I can see Alex Heinke towering over the cameras up the back there. All right. We're good to go? Okay. Look, it's great to join you here today. We have Road Safety Week starting next week, and what we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic has been a spike in road fatalities and hospitalisations and crashes. And that's something that we take very seriously, and we want to see greater, safer driving out on our roads. And what we're announcing today is really important arm of achieving that. Last year, 12,000 people were caught speeding through school zones, where our school kids, our staff, our parents are, on every single school day. We've seen 18 fatalities in just the last year across the country of road workers. They're the people there trying to make things safe for all the road construction workers, some of them paying with their lives. And we've seen 74 fatalities last year in Queensland from people speeding. So this is still a big problem in our community. So today, as part of Road Safety Week, we're announcing that these new mobile speed cameras will go into school zones and also to construction sites to make sure we've got greater compliance. There is nothing more important to us than the safety of our school kids and our school community. And the fact that there's 70,000 people caught speeding through school speed zones in the last 5 years is a disgrace. We need greater compliance, we need greater safety. Through our construction sites, we need to make sure that our workers are safe and also other drivers are safe when the workers aren't there. There's often an increased risk with narrower lanes, narrower parameters there, and we need greater compliance through those construction zones. And I think every one of us has seen people doing silly things, speeding through those construction zones and putting other people at risk and other drivers at risk. So we are getting tough, and we are putting people on notice that tougher penalties will come in from September the 9th. We're giving people notice. You'll see a social media blitz out there to let people know and make sure they're aware of them. But these cameras are simply enforcing what the law is right now. The speeds are already set, and they are enforcing them more effectively. All we're asking people to do is to drive safely. You know, driving is a privilege, it's not a right. You've got to take into consideration the safety of other people on our roads and near our roads, and it's on that basis of driving safely that people continue to drive. I want to thank the vast majority of people who do the right thing on our roads, because they're thinking about others in our community all the time. It's a minority of people who are doing the wrong thing, and we are getting tough on them because we don't want to see people injured or killed because of the irresponsibility of some. I'm really glad to have a range of people here who will also add comment here today. The first one will be Janelle Andrews from Queensland Police Service.
Thank you, Minister. Road Safety Week for 2022, we're very happy to be partnering with our Department of Transport and Main Roads to encourage drivers and all road users to think about their decisions on the road and the impact that makes for both themselves and other road users. One life lost on the road is one too many, and we continue to see increasing serious road crashes and fatalities across the nation, but also in Queensland. And the theme for this year is Road Safety Starts With You. It also starts with me to challenge the community about what they will do to make our roads safer, about their decision making when they get behind the wheel of a car, and how they can impact to reduce the number of crashes on our roads. Thank you.
We also have Louise from the Traffic Management Association, who have responsibility for a lot of our people who enforce those speed zones. Just say a few words.
Thank you, Minister. The traffic management industry welcomes the operation of these pilot cameras on roadwork sites. Too often, our traffic management people and other road workers are impacted directly by speeding motorists. We hope these devices will provide us with specific intelligence around how many motorists and heavy vehicles are speeding through our work sites each day. We hope that that will then allow for us to prepare safer sites for our people to work on. My message to everyone today is please obey the signs, slow down, save lives. Thank you.
Thanks, Louise. And we also got Mark from the Australian Flexible Pavements Association, like to say a few words.
This, like many others, is an important step forward for the safety of our people on the road. They're the most vulnerable. There's not a lot between them and the traffic, 100-kilometre-mile cars going past them. We've lost a number of people, a number of industry members have lost staff. So again, this is an important step forward for us in terms of keeping them safe. It sends a strong message to the travelling community that we're serious about safe, and we certainly appreciate the state government and Minister Bailey for putting such an effort behind getting this initiative underway and getting it out there. All of our members who are out there on the street appreciate it, and we're looking forward to seeing the deployment and keeping our team safe on the road. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mark. Any questions? You'll have to be loud because there's a bit of traffic, so. Sorry, Alex, a little louder. Sure. Yeah, look, we're not revealing how many units that we're putting out because they can be anywhere, anytime, in any school zone or any construction site, anywhere in the state. It is the same principle as random breath testing, same principle as our distraction and seatbelt cameras. So, you know, if you drive safely, you've got nothing to worry about. Look, these units can be used in all sorts of sites. They're very versatile, so construction sites are often very constrained environments, so you can see that the units can be put into all sorts of different spaces and they will be moved regularly. So what I say to people is if you drive safely and adhere to the road rules, you'll have nothing to worry about, but it will be like random breath testing because they can be anywhere.
Minister, I believe you announced this around this time last year. Why has it taken this long for them to actually get going?
Yeah, look, we obviously, there's a lot of back-end work in terms of making sure that all the systems that go behind a new reform like this are in place. Our Transport and Main Roads Department makes sure that that is thoroughly considered. This is a world first, so we've had to be very careful to make sure we've had every aspect of it right, and I'm really glad to announce that they will be operational from 9th of September. And I urge people, if you think you're one of the people who might get nabbed for doing the wrong thing, you know, drive safely from today, because then that really reduces your risk and the risk of everybody else. Yeah, look, I think these certainly will have an impact in terms of less crashes, less hospitalisations and less fatalities. We've got to attack the number of lives lost from every angle, and I don't think anyone can accuse Queensland of not doing that. The new seatbelt cameras and distraction cameras are doing their job, and this is another arm around getting people to drive safely more often, and we know speeding is a killer. You know, we had 74 deaths in Queensland last year due to people speeding. That's more than 1 in 4 deaths in Queensland were from speeding. So speeding is still a killer on our roads, and it's not too much to ask people to knock a few kilometres off, keep to the speed limit.
Just changing lanes, if that's all right.
Sure.
Do you and the government support the police commissioner?
I absolutely support Commissioner Carroll in her role as the head of the Queensland Police Force. She's doing a very, very good job.
Your thoughts on two of the top cops leaving as well?
Oh, look, there's been a number of comments that were made by a handful of senior police that were totally unacceptable, let's be clear. They were absolutely not acceptable by community standards, and I have absolute faith in Commissioner Carroll handling those matters appropriately.
There's also some talks about a Royal Commission into government's handling of the COVID response. Is that something that you would like to see?
Look, I think if you look at the Queensland government under Premier Annastacia Palaszczuk's handling of the pandemic, it has been one of the most effective in the world. You know, if you look at the number of people who have died in Europe and the United States, it's been horrendous. We've seen deaths here, but on a much, much lower scale because we took action and we listened and acted on health advice. So I don't think such a thing would be necessary. You only have to look at the results, and that is that Queensland has been one of the safest places in the world during the pandemic compared to the devastation and the terrible tragedies where hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives in many of those European countries, and literally millions of people lost their lives in the United States and North America. Well, you know, it's they've got to take responsibility for their actions, and you know, I have faith that Katarina Carroll, as the police commissioner, our first woman leader of the police force, will take appropriate action. She has shown herself to be a leader of the highest quality, and she has my absolute faith that she will handle all these matters appropriately. Absolutely.
Just sort of how timely is this? We just saw another just horrific fatal crash just last night in Inala. Is a reminder along those outside?
Absolutely, it's a timely reminder. It's very sad that someone, again over the weekend, has lost their life on our roads. And so Road Safety Week's an absolutely very timely reminder to all Queensland road users to think about the decisions they make when they get behind the wheel of a car and slow down and think about their behaviour and hopefully modify their behaviour so that we can all get home safely. Thank you.
All good? Fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Mum. Thank you, sir. Good job. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
More of you. Thank you for that.